Patsy in Pismo Beach, California. Hey, Patsy, thanks for watching Free Speech on DirecTV. What's on your mind?
Yeah, that's Arroyo Grande. Sorry, not Pismo Beach. We're right next door.
Oh, okay. Close enough.
So, yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine last night. She asked me this question. If this legislation passes, which will be devastating to us because we're senior citizens, just hanging in there on Social Security, how do we overturn it or get rid of it? Do we challenge the legitimacy in courts? Do we circulate petitions? Do we turn it over to the states to tax corporations and billionaires for public needs? What needs to be done?
There is only, to the best of my knowledge, Patsy, there's only one good, clean, simple solution. Lawsuits, actually everything in the list that you just went through, all fall into the category of slice and dice solutions. They may deal with a small piece of it, or they might deal with it for your city, or they might deal with it for 6 months or a year. But none of them are dealing with the large systemic issue. And the large systemic issue is that the Republican Party was captured over a century ago by the billionaire class. Back then it was the millionaire class, but same people. It was captured by them and has been exclusively operating in their interest ever since. The Democratic Party back in the day was captured by the unions and working people, and has been the advocate for working people and unions. Now, Bill Clinton tried to move the Democratic Party into also being the party of banksters and pharmaceutical companies and other big industries that theoretically were, quote, clean industries, that were non-controversial industries, telecommunications, tech companies, things like that. But they have become over time less clean and more controversial, and the Democratic Party is going through this long and tortuous process of disentangling itself, or at least many members of the Democratic Party disentangling themselves from those connections. But the bottom line is, if we want to stop the tax scam, we need to get not just Democrats, but progressive Democrats elected. And that means getting involved with your local Democratic Party. It means getting progressive Democrats in the primary. It means building a farm team by getting progressive Democrats on your school board, on your city council, signed up as dog catcher, whatever it may take. We've got to take back the Democratic Party and simultaneously help the Democratic Party take back this country. Does it make sense, Patsy?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah. Does that make sense to you?
Well, yeah, we've been trying to do that. We go to all these meetings with the progressives and whatever, but it just seems like it's awfully slow. Yet they can do so much damage with these 10-year clauses and whatever. Yeah. We were just wondering if there was anything more immediate.
I don't think so. And yeah, it is slow on the one hand. On the other hand, you'll be amazed at how fast November of next year comes. And you're going to have state and local elections next November. And, this is a political problem. And it's a political problem foisted upon us by the Supreme Court, who have always, throughout history, all the way back to John Marshall, the second Supreme Court justice, John Jay, arguably, even the first Supreme Court justice. They've always been spokespeople for oligarchy and for the very, very wealthy. Alexander Hamilton would argue it was set up that way. But they are the ones who brought us this, and they created this as a political situation by declaring that owning politicians was a First Amendment right, and only the very, very wealthy can actually afford to own a politician in this day and age. And so that's what we've got, is oligarchy. Patsy, thank you for the call. And to overthrow oligarchy, we need to seize control of our political system.